What the hell, man? Jeez. Well, good morning, everyone. I think my voice is coming back a little bit. The owner came by, gave me a sausage egg biscuit. Got me some coffee, too, but I don't drink coffee. Messes with my stomach and stuff. But, yeah, very nice. And he's going to help me back out of here. I'm going to be able to, I can get the truck set up. He's going to put his four-way flashers out on the street to help block traffic while I get out on the road, which is great because I was going to ask for help either from him or from the sheriff because I was afraid someone might swing around that corner and hit me as I'm pulling out. So, good thing for that. And it looks like we got some rain coming in too. So, well, what am I talking about? It is raining. It's sprinkling right now. Man, I had some trouble trying to sleep last night. Like I slept part of the night and then I was kind of awake. And I was able to sleep later. I was like debating, should I work on some videos? I was like, no. It's like, I'm still trying to recover from this cold. Probably better if I just get sleep. And eventually I fell asleep again. So my mouth is really dry. All right. Well, I'm going to have this lovely, wonderful, sausage egg biscuit with cheese or something, and we're gonna get out of here. Those lithium batteries that I bought, yeah, they are working on the camera. Yay! Hopefully they keep working. And I got my camera set up there so I can see the building and stuff. Okay, we are at the first rest stop here that I'm coming up to on the I-40. Seemed like a good opportunity for me to get out and look. No, I'm kidding. But get out and use the facilities and just get everything set up for me getting to the Memphis terminal. Had a couple of calls from one of the guys at Love's, and they're trying to get Swift to pay for the tire that went on the trailer, and they're trying to fight back, saying no, he had a spare. Yes, I did have a spare, but the tread was different. The guy was telling me the treads are different, and that tire, that spare, is meant for the truck. It's not meant for the trailer. And even the guy on the phone told me that with the wrong tread, it can cause a blowout, and like take the other tire with it. So it's just a safety issue that the treads match. And I remember reading about that in the CDL manual, that you have to have tires with treads that match. So I think on the steer, I have to double check. I think, was it the steer tires that had to be the same and the rear ones didn't? I think the steer ones had to be the same. The drive axles, I think they could be different, but I don't remember anything about the trailer. But yeah, so I hope Swift doesn't try to put the tire on me. I was just going by the guy's recommendation, and it made sense to me. So I don't know. All right, well, I'm gonna go out here and get everything set up to get going again.
Yeah, yo, come on, get it. Bass. Oh yeah, word. Give me your beat. Okay, let's begin.
See me live on stage, just rocking the crowd. I got it locked down, to say no doubt. After party in the club, VIP, cause I'm the MVP on the MIC.
Yeah. Woo! What up? Come on. Word.
Like it or not, I'm icy hot, dropping it all on you, piping hot, and money anything, so I bought a new pinky ring. Crazy dime, just to make my pinky bling. I mean what I say and say what I mean. I'm the goddamn reason hip-hop's back on its feet. Used to work in the streets, now I lay my work on beats and let it work for me.
Big caliber, hell of a metaphor, rhyme slayer.
Yeah,
Better speak your prayer. I bring dooms with my rhymes. Lyrically built to destroy suckers time after time.
right.
Come on and get down to the funky sound. Hear me holler loud. Let me kill this crowd. Kicking it, bringing it, wickedest lyricists. You are not hearing this anywhere, stupid kid. Come on. Where?
Cool like ice, hot like fire.
Word to your mother. My style is clean. Gold rope on my neck, man. You know what I mean.
Nothing's gonna stop me now.
It's a century of rap. My rhymes like Zeus, lightning bolt on my chain. I got the juice.
You know it. I'm a hustler by nature, it's in my blood. Steady chasing this paper and rolling dubs, so my money never out of sight. And I'm all swagged up with a red and green stripes. You can bring it all, you ain't got a front. Dial 101, hope you can't stunt. Tell you just once, you don't want no problems. And there'll be nothing if you don't start some.
Blowing up, showing up, holding up in these projects, and they can't get enough. So real these skills you feel. Sucker MCs better head for the hill. I moonwalk on the beat like Michael Jackson. And when I'm on the mic, it's time for action. No relaxing, just satisfaction. You take the flow out, I put it back in.
The fire's getting stronger. You don't have a chance. Here comes the end.
Yes, check the rhymes, check the beat. Bass.
Cool like ice, hot like fire.
Dope. Cut it up. I make money. I roll it in a fat knot. I'm a have, and you a have not. I'm a killer thriller when I'm on the beat. My rhymes knock you out every single time I speak.
Catch me on the island, weekend getaway. Plus a shorty that knows how to make it stay. All these jewels on me, I stay iced out. Keep it chilly during summer when I ride out.
Rhyme slayer, call me the king. You're saying I'm back, funky fresh to death. I taught Saran how to rap. I'm hustling on the streets all day. Lights off in the crib, I got bills to pay.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to, on some of these drives, I think I'm going to start doing like frequent breaks just to get, I know I've talked about this before, but then I started to get away from it. But I think it's good to take frequent breaks and don't sit there and push yourself for hours and hours. Maybe like a break every 2 to 3 hours, somewhere in there. Just being sick has given me a chance just to not cough, but take a step back and just kind of reevaluate things. So another thing that I reevaluated was my feelings towards truck stops. And I know it's not a good attitude to have to try to avoid them, you know, as far as avoid parking at them, because sometimes that's the only option I'm going to have. The right attitude to have, and I've even said this before in the past, and I've got to, you know, remember what it is that I'm saying too. You know, I got to take my own advice, is that take the opportunity to practice your backing at a truck stop, but do it away from other trucks, okay? The time not to practice is when there's a spot in between two trucks. Yeah, that's not the time to practice. So I think what I'm going to do on the next load is taking the frequent breaks. But I think I'm going to mix it up a little bit. I might do like a rest stop, and then I'll do a truck stop, and then maybe another rest stop. Or I might do truck stop, rest stop, truck stop. And at each stop, I can plan for the next break. And I can look on like Trucker Path, see what truck stops are, you know, 2 to 3 hours out, and then look at the satellite map. So that way I can see before going in there how it's designed. Now, if it's one of those crappy love ones where you go in and you have to go through the fuel terminal to get to the parking and then blindside back in, forget it. I'm not going to mess with that, because those are small. That's not the place for me to try to practice. All right. Good places to practice would be, I guess, like Flying J and TA and Petro. I've noticed they have pretty big parking areas. And by forcing yourself to do these practice runs, you'll get practice at a variety of different truck stops where some of the lanes, not parking spaces, but the lanes, some of them are wide, where you got plenty of room to pull up, and some of them are not. So when you go to set up, you know how sometimes you pull up to the next space where your drive axle is like centered. That was one of the things that I was told. I think some other people use like their mirror for a reference, like on the line or something. Well, let me know what you use as a reference in regards to doing your S shape. But then making that hard right, straightening out the truck, and then making that hard left. But sometimes you can't straighten the truck all the way before you turn left because there's not enough room to do it. And in those situations, you have to pull further. You have to pull further. So instead of your drive axle being lined up with the next space in the center, it's like you got to go the next space over and then do your setup. And that's what's messing me up. Because when I go to do my setup, I think, okay, I pulled far enough. Let me do my hard right, straight, and then hard left, straight. You know, and then I go, and then I look out my window and I see that the trailer is not, it's lined up with the space behind the one that I want. Or sometimes it's almost there, but it's a little too close to the truck that is on the space after. Do you see what I'm saying? So, yeah, trying to avoid them isn't the right answer, and I know that. But I need to learn how to do the practicing, and I think the time to do that is during frequent breaks. Give me a chance to work that out. Now, how do I mark which one's mine? Simple. The orange cones that I have, I can go ahead and set that in a lane, signifying, hey, there's a truck here. Don't hit it. Don't hit that cone. And then I can set up my truck to back in there. And I'd like to set something up on the other side also. But I don't think I need to. As long as I get out and look around to the other side, I can see if the trailer is close to the line or something like that. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. So that's when I drive, it gives me a chance to kind of think of things. All right, well, I'll take care of a few things and we'll get going. Well, welcome to the Memphis Swift Terminal, everyone. I don't know if you saw it, but hey, that was a long stretch. There's a training academy that was off to the right. And my first thought was, if I walk over there, do you think anyone will recognize me? Because I know there are some new drivers who've been coming across my channel to get an idea of what it's like to work for Swift. And I know I think there have been some people who actually have joined Swift because of my my channel. But I don't want to get anyone sick. But yeah, we're here at the fuel island, so gotta go get this thing filled up and find a place to park, I guess. There's a whole bunch of parking spaces that were over there, but I don't think I can get to them. And when I'm looking at this over here, so there's stuff that looks like it's in a gate, but I don't think that's where people can park. All right, I guess we'll get a backup practice here. Apparently 3 is not working. What is available? What's available? We got a huge wind coming. This is interesting. So, this is really cool. You have to unload and you have to park. Interesting. So where do the bobtails go? Okay, bobtail 6 is there. Is that right? Okay, well, this is a very interesting. They have a cafe, 18 right over there. Wellness center. Driver qualification. Driver's lounge tea call windows, number 15. It's the red 15 right there. Driver's lounge or anything on this thing? Oh, there it is, 15. Okay. The red one is driver's lounge tea call window. Okay. Okay, I didn't realize coming here to get fuel was going to be a pain in the ass. So I'm told 5 and 6 are the only ones that work. Come here to 5? No, 5 is down. And the freaking hell. It's just rocking its way back and forth. So now I gotta back up and move to this other lane. Oh my god. So here I come to freaking lane 6. What the hell, man? Jeez. Okay, so none of them work, apparently. Okay, I'm not impressed. Because there's like 6 pumps. The only one that supposedly works is 6. When I tried 5, it said not available. So while I was there, I pushed 6, and it will allow me to continue. So I'm like, oh, okay. Canceled out, backed up, went over here to lane 6, and, well, you saw it's broken over there. So I can't even put fuel in on that side. So what's the point of me getting fuel here? Unbelievable. What other surprises, I wonder? Maybe they have showers where water drips down the wall. I don't know. I'm going to head to the shop. There's 3 lanes. The middle lane is the trailer lane, so that's where we're going to go. Okay, we went ahead and did a backing maneuver. Not too bad. Had to do a few pull-ups, but I backed in here. According to that map, you're supposed to disconnect from your trailer and park in the bobtail section, but I see two trucks over there. There's a truck over there. There's one way over there. Don't look like anyone's doing that, so. Oh, and, well, one, we got glad I came here to get it torqued. He was still tight. He was still tightening it up. So, yeah, it didn't take long. And so, yeah, I'm glad I got that done. I'm glad the guy told me. He said some people don't tell you that it needs to be retorqued after 100 miles. I'm like, well, this guy did. So that's something for you folks to know. If you get your tire replaced, it should be retorqued after 100 miles. If it's done at a Swift facility, I don't know. You'd think it would be the same no matter where it's at, right? But you get it done at a Swift facility, just ask them. It's like, hey, do I need to get this retorqued after 100 miles? Yeah, nah, you know, whatever the case may be. Just ask them, because I know I will. I'm not going to ask you folks to do anything that I wouldn't do, all right? So, yeah. So, check that out. Also, too, I asked him about the fuel island, and he said, it looks like the only one that works is pump 6, and one of the pumps is like, broke off. He's like, yeah, apparently a driver drove off with it still attached, and it broke it. I'm like, oh, God. Does he not watch Bonehead Truckers? Hey, look at Swift there. Didn't take his fuel pump out of his thing, and he's driving away. Oh, look, he broke it. Now, Swifty Swift. Seriously, I saw that on Bonehead Truckers. I don't remember if it was a Swift driver or someone else, but they literally just drove off, and this was at a truck stop. They drove off. The thing was still attached, you know, it was still in the thing, and ripped it right off. When it comes to fueling, get into a habit of doing the same thing every time so you don't forget. For me, I have a specific process that I do. I will go to the driver's side. I will unscrew the cap. I'll put the fuel thing in there, and I, lift the lever or whatever to get it ready. And then I go over to the passenger side, do the same thing over there, then come back over here to the driver's side, swipe my card, all that stuff. And then I start the fuel on this side, the driver's side, then go over to the passenger side and start that one. And then I'll clean my windows if I need to clean them. And then when it's done, I do the opposite. I will go over to the passenger side and I'll wait until both sides are done. I go to the passenger side, take that out, put the cap back on, then come back over to the driver's side. But before I put it in there, I make sure that there's like a time limit on the DEF. So what I will do, I'll make sure that the cap on the DEF is undone, so it's ready to go. So I'll take the pump. I won't hang it up yet. I'll put my cap on. Then I put the fuel pump back into its place. Because the minute you do that, then it goes to the next step. It's like, oh, okay, now you're ready for DEF if you selected that option. So if you're still fumbling around with your gas cap, it's like, well, this thing isn't screwing on right, and then it times out, and yeah. So I make sure the fuel cap's on there, and then I hang the fuel thing back up. Then I do the DEF. And then as soon as the DEF is done, put it away, put the cap on. I know both sides are taken care of. So you may have a different process. That's the process that I use. And it's just like what my mentor had taught me in regards to the The trailer, it's the 1, 2, 3, and sometimes 4 step. Step 1, the locking jaw, or make sure the release arm is either in or out, depending upon if you're hooking up or not. And check the locking jaws. 2, the hoses. You're either connecting them or disconnecting them. 3, the landing gear, lowering or raising it. The sometimes 4, the tandems. You're either, well, sometimes 4, in regards to the tandems, you are most likely putting it to the 40-foot mark. If you need to slide it to the back, or whatever the case is, well, typically you're going to want to do that before you unhook everything. So, but yeah, so that's the thing. So come up with a process and do the same thing every single time. It's like what they taught in the academy in regards to the pre-trip. Do your pre-trip the same way every single time, and I do that too. I do my pre-trip the same way every single time, and then that way you know you're not missing anything. So, all right, good stuff. Well, I guess I'll go check out the facilities. Didn't get fuel. We'll have to go to a different location for that, I guess. All right, well, checked out the facilities. They seem okay. It's a little bit of a maze to try to figure out where the door is at. So the shop is here. There's like a fenced area over there on the other side of those trailers, and then you go in and around. Now, do I need to remove the truck from the trailer? I don't really know. There, I think the yard dog, I think he approached me and he was telling me I needed to pull up further. He was asking me if I was staying the night. And I said, yeah, I think so. He said, well, can you pull up a little further? So that way, we don't have a problem with another trailer behind you backing up. I'm like, all right. And he didn't say anything about me having to disconnect the truck, so yeah, I don't know. But so there's other ones that are sitting here that are got their stuff parked. So, and I see a truck right next to mine, and it's just a bobtail. Either that, or he's not pulled through all the way. Beware Swift drivers, they're all over the place. Might get hit. All them Swift drivers just driving all over the place without no rhyme or reason. Have no idea where they're going. Watch your step. You may not want to get run over. Swifty Swift. Well, glad I got all that taken care of. This is another one of those, oh geez, I don't want to forget that. I almost forgot that. Another one of those redesigned bathroom / shower. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Well, good morning. That's the inverter. But that only started up when I tried to get this started, so don't worry, it didn't wake me up. I woke up a few times over the night just because I wasn't feeling well. Oh my lord. I tried to start it twice before. Do you hear how it sort of has a problem? They told me the batteries are fine. The starter is fine. Okay, fine. So I'm going to be heating up some water here. That's why I pulled this out here, because I'm going to make some tea, some peach apricot honeybush, some herbal tea. Plus, my wife was saying that I should breathe in the fumes, I guess, the vapors. That's what she was saying, and that would help me. Okay, the pre-trip is done. I almost forgot about the fuel stop. The best one I could find is the Petro in Memphis, West Arkansas, because the other one, the Pilot, is we'd have to backtrack. So we're going to go to the Petro. It's only 13 miles away. At least it's heading in the direction that we want to go. So we're going to go ahead and go there. Okay, we're here at our fuel stop. Oh, I don't even see it now. I was headed for a lane and I saw the bag sitting on the pump. How ironic. It's on the passenger side. Just like what we had over at the Memphis terminals, like that side was broken too. I did not even see the yellow tape until I got to this point here, so I don't know if you can see it there. Try to zoom in. Maybe not. Oh, okay, we can't zoom in from this. But anyway, trust me, there's a yellow thing of yellow tape over there. So we're just going to park here behind Prime, and as soon as they move up, we'll go ahead and get this baby filled up. Okay, so we're here at Petro. This is one of my planned stops that I was going to do a backup practice. And one, it's a little full. That's one problem. Remember what I told you, that if you're going to practice, don't do it next to other trucks. Because practice makes perfect, which means when you practice, you make mistakes. Don't want to make any mistakes next to someone's truck, all right? So, but try to practice when and where you can. I'm trying to force myself to get practice at truck stops. But practice not next to someone's truck. You know what I mean? Two, these, and I remember I've seen this on another channel in regards to backing. These spots are meant to be pull in, is what they're meant to be. Did you see how the arrow, we were following the arrow, but everyone was backed in, which means they came around from the other way to back in. A lot of these truck stops, they actually designed these spots so that way you could back out. Because, I mean, think about it. Whether you're pulled forward to the left or to the right, you're at an angle and you can look out either mirror and see what's behind you. And that makes sense to me. That makes total sense. So, with the way they got it set up here, it should be pull in, like you'd pull in a car. Now, where you don't want to pull in is when they're straight, not at an angle. When they're straight, then you got blindside and all this other stuff. But at an angle, that's a whole different story. But you can see that everybody is backed into it, or they came around one way and pulled through, which is what we did over here. I thought about pulling into a spot. I thought about that. But I wanted to see if there was anything else that I could do, and there really wasn't. So I just went ahead and pulled into this spot, wrapped myself around, didn't touch it. The light pole over there, okay? If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to go back and watch some of the older episodes, all right? Yeah, did not touch the light pole. I went around it, straightened out the trailer, and then backed in, so I was in here pretty good. I've gotten really good as far as getting a tractor trailer centered into a spot. I've been able to finally figure out when I'm off at an angle what I need to do to get things straightened up. I've been able to figure that part out. And the things I'm still trying to work on is when you're setting up for that back, when to make that hard right until it's straight or close to it, and that hard left to get that angle. That's what I'm having trouble with. When do you start that first right turn? But yeah, so we're here. Gonna take probably a 30 or 45 minute break. I'm tired. This cold is like, it's really taking some energy out of me. But I got to make some lunch too, so we'll get back right with you. Oh my goodness, this is my 5G here in Little Rock. We're in North Little Rock, Arkansas, but I mean, it's close enough. Look at this. This is horrible. It's not even giving me an upload speed. This is what I clocked with my 4G device. Now that's pretty good. The 5G is horrible. It should pick up the 4G if 5G is not available. But, oh my goodness. Okay, we're going to continue to move on here. Total of 348 miles to the receiver. And we're not going to go all the way there. But we got another stop that we're going to make. It's going to be in Texarkana. So let's go ahead and get to it. All right, we're here at the Flying J. This was going to be another practice spot until I saw how packed it was. Again, I'm not surprised. We're near a city. We're near Texarkana. I did manage to get myself a... I'm like checking my mirror. I'm not quite parked in here straight, but it's not bad. What was I saying? Well, I managed to find a way that I could pull through here because it's a little tight, but when I saw these trucks parked off to the side, I'm like, I didn't know what to expect. Got offered another load, which is not bad at all, but they wanted, it was supposed to be a live load tonight. There's no way. Number one, I don't have enough hours to get this load delivered tonight. Also, this is a drop, which means I have to get an empty. They might have an empty there, who knows? But it's also at 11 o'clock in the evening, too. Plus, I would have to drive 200 miles from here to Louisiana. I think they're offering it to me again. Oh, this is a pickup. Well, it's got to be a... Oh, here's the pre... That's Calexico. All right, this one's West Rock. Yeah. Okay, that's on the 21st. Well, I guess I will get... Oh, that's pickup. Oh, I like this. I like this one. I guess I'll get my 34-hour reset. All right, I'll take this one. That's perfect, actually. Yeah, I can't pick it up until the 21st. But that gives me time to just chill out. I'm fine with that. This is going to the Calexico drop yard. Yep, I'm going to take that one. But yeah, no, that's cool. And it's any time during the day. It doesn't have to be 11 o'clock at night. So it looks like they're going to be able to work me in. So I'm good with that. Shoot, I'll hang out after this and go hang out, I guess, in Palestine, Texas. There's a couple of truck stops over there. And tomorrow's the 20th. Yeah, I'll come close to having a 34-hour reset if I get this thing taken care of tomorrow. But that's where we're at the moment. I'm going to take a look, and I'm not necessarily going to get out and look, but I did for this because it looked like I was getting close to this guy's trailer over here, and I was. So what I did is I just kind of pulled a little bit more over to this trailer over here to get the butt end of my trailer just kind of swung just enough so I can get around this trailer. But yeah, it's all good. But I want to take a look. See, after here, after Texarkana, it's a state route, and the options for truck stops is minimal. So this may be the best place for me to go and shut down for the day, honestly. But yeah, that's where we're at. But I'm going to take a look at the trucker path and just see what there is. I've got currently 2 hours and 54 minutes left on my clock, on my 70-hour clock. That is not enough to get all the way down there. I mean, even the Garmin is telling me 3 hours and 5 minutes, and that's if I'm driving the speed limit, which is like 70 or something like that, and that would have to be a constant rate, which there's no way that's going to happen, especially with, you know, traffic, construction, the state route. It may be going through towns, so you have to slow down. But then, not only getting there, and also it's going to be on duty. These are on duty hours. There's moving around the yard. There's dropping the trailer, getting the other one, and then trying to find a place to park. Now there is a truck parking area on the other side of the entrance to this Walmart distribution center. It costs $15 and it's all freaking dirt. So, push come to shove, if you had no other option, you could do that. $15 for freaking dirt, and if it's raining, mud, is kind of crappy, honestly. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do. I won't even be able to make it that far on what I have left. There's just no way. So, and I don't think like I said, I don't think there's much more I can do. So I have just under 3 hours. I should be gaining 9 hours and 7 minutes tomorrow, if I'm reading this correctly. So that's going to give me about 12 hours of recap to work on, assuming that I don't take a 34-hour reset. But and this is why, and for those of you who are, you may have been thinking the same thing that I was thinking. I'm going to turn the air on because the freaking sun is blasting in here. I notice with my truck, I keep wanting to say car sometimes. We'll just turn that down. Don't want any copyright strikes or anything. I have to turn the air off before I start, otherwise it just doesn't like it. Oh, it's 83 outside. That means my truck won't shut off. Yay. Oh yeah. So you folks may have remembered that I was big on the 34-hour reset because, you know, after working 7-8 days, you know, whatever the case is, hey, I want a little time for myself. You know, I want an hour and a half, or not an hour and a half, a day and a half. That's all I want, man, is an hour and a half. You can work me, you know, the other 22, 23 hours, man. It's okay. No, but you know what I mean. Well, I started to get away from that because of some of the things that happened. I wound up at a Swift terminal or somewhere where I had to sit, and it was so close to 34 hours that I went ahead and just sat the rest of the time and made it a 34. So here's the thing, and here's my suggestion for you. I think the 34-hour reset is fine, but plan it accordingly. Plan it accordingly. Don't be like, oh, I'm out of my weekly hours, I want my 34-hour reset. Unless you work all your hours in 7 days, you know, because you're not going to get anything on that 8th day, then I understand. But if you're not in that situation, hold off on your 34-hour reset, work on your recap hours, and do one of two things. Save that 34-hour reset when you get into a situation like what I'm about ready to get into, where allergies, COVID, where I can't pick up the load for like for a couple of days. That is, I don't know, I might be able to do a 34, I may not be able to do a 34. By the time I get this one delivered, I'll have to go and park. No, I won't have I won't have enough to do a 34, because I'm gonna want to pick this one up as early as I can and keep going. But you get what I'm saying. If you have to sit and wait it out, then why not do your 34-hour reset then? Maybe you have a load that's a live unload, but you got there early, and you can't deliver early. You still got another 2 days before you can make that live unload. Go ahead and do your 34-hour reset, right? Or there's some place that you want to go specifically for, let's say, like a day of home time. Let's say you want to go to, let's say, Cincinnati, right? You want to get yourself some Cincinnati chili. I highly recommend it. You want to get yourself some Cincinnati chili from either Gold Star or Skyline chili. All right. You can set it up. It's like, hey, I want a day or two of home time in Cincinnati, but I'm going to do my 34-hour reset. Save your 34-hour reset for things like that. All right, because if you just say, hey, I just want to do a 34-hour reset, and then you wind up having to waste more time because you're waiting for a load, or you get into a situation where the trailer's got to be fixed and you got to wait for it and all this other crap. I mean, if you've been watching this series from the beginning, then you'll know that I've been in situations like that while I wound up having a lot of wasted time. Or the appointment time just didn't work out, then they rescheduled it. Like, they're not open on the weekends, so you have to wait until Monday. This is what I'm talking about. Take that 34-hour reset when that time becomes available. You know what I mean? So if a time comes up and you're just kind of sitting and there's not much you can really do your 34-hour reset. If there's a specific place that you want to go to the chillax, right? Do your 34-hour reset there. That's what I'm saying. I don't want you to get into a situation where I was in, where I did a 34-hour reset, did a few loads, and then I was held back by something and wound up doing another 34-hour reset. That's a lot of wasted time. So my suggestion, so that way you can, still make some money, and I'm not saying run yourself ragged, okay? I'm just trying to help you so that way you're not wasting time. You do one 34-hour reset, and then like 20 hours later you wind up having to do another 34-hour reset, not by choice. Do you get what I'm saying? So work on your recap hours, and take that 34-hour reset in a place that you want to take it. So you want to take like a day or two of home time in a specific area. Maybe you want to go see some sights, or whatever the case is. That is where you work in your 34-hour reset. That's where you do it. Make that 34-hour reset work for you. Don't take it unless you are burned out. If you're burned out, then absolutely take that 34-hour reset. Because you need to take care of you. But if you can help it, hold off on it. Work on your recap hours and take that 34-hour reset when things are out of your control and you just have to sit and wait. Why not make that time work for you? You know what I mean? You know, instead of like, well, crap, I can't do any freaking loads because of this, that, or whatnot. This sucks. Well, heck, if you hadn't done a 34-hour reset by that time, now you can make that off time work for you. See what I'm saying? So, you know, by the time it's done, you got all 70 hours back. You're not working on recap hours, and you're ready to rock and roll. So I hope that makes sense. This is something that I kind of came up, that I started thinking about on my own, because I was like, nah, I don't want to do recap. I want that 34-hour reset. And then I started realizing that I would take the 34-hour reset, and a little bit down the line, I wound up having to take another one because something happened. So that's why I'm making that suggestion. But naturally, you're the driver, you are you should do what's best for you. But if you're looking for some ideas and for suggestions, that's kind of my suggestion. Don't use the 34-hour reset as a time killer. Make it work for you. And take that reset where you want to take it. You know, don't be just at some truck stop or at a terminal somewhere and you're like, well, I guess I'll do my 34-hour reset and do some laundry. You know what I mean? Everyone's different. I get it. But I'm just saying, man, dude, you're out on the road. You're out on the road. You get to go to these different places. Make that 34-hour reset work for you. Right? You've been working your tail off. Make that reset work for you. Don't just plop your butt down wherever you're at and take a 34-hour reset. No, man, that's boring. Go look around. It's somewhere that's, you know, that you want to go and you want to check out. Let's say Mount Rushmore or something, right? You're like, oh man, I always wanted to see, you know, presidents' faces on the side of a mountain. So you're like, hey, I want to take a couple of days of home time here so I can go see Mount Rushmore. While I'm there, I'm going to work my 34-hour reset into it. There you go. Right? I mean, you're not going to be at Mount Rushmore the entire 2 days, right? So while you're there, you can do your laundry, you can take your shower, you can get yourself a nice meal, and you can go sightsee, right? Make the 34-hour reset work for you. And that advice is free. It doesn't cost you a damn thing, except the subscribe button. Put your finger right, see, I think it's over here. It's right over here. Press that button. Yep. There's a little bell next to it too. Press that. You get notified. All right. I'm gonna take a look and see what's ahead. I think we're gonna just call it a day here, because I would like to take it easy for the rest of the day because of, you know, feeling sick and stuff. There's a grumpy CB shop over here. And my allergies are like bothering me.